Hello and welcome back everyone, this is Drennon with more Warframe, more exactly with the current operation Shadow Dead. After the last two parts where I showed you how to gain cloaking data to get to the next step, we will now have a look at those weird acolytes that are apparently currently running around here and try to kill one of our acquaintances. I'd say I won't call him any more than that, really. I'd more call him like a being that breathes air and occasionally talks to us. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. I have no idea what to expect from this mission. As you can see, I have not done a single acolyte confrontation, so this is right after I have done the Force cloaking data mission, and since I do not know what to expect, I put on my best gear, because I've learned that it is not a good idea to go into a mission unprepared. So I have my Rakta Cernos with me, I have my Rakta Ballistica with me, there to be seen on my left leg, and I have again my Dragon Nikana with me, and also my Ash Prime and my Kubrod Xilas will come with me as well. So let's have a look at this. So as I've shown you briefly in the last video, we have currently 3 acolytes on the run and we only know the location of one. It is Angst, who is on Helimead on Neptune. This is a sabotage mission, so something that I can easily do on my own, which is why I will run this mission now. So we'll go onto the Neptune tileset, which is one of the older ones. It is the standard corpus ship, so not exactly the most fancy looking, but it's still decent, and since they added so many tile sets by now, it is at least fairly unique to the corpus planets now. So it's a level 28 to 30 mission, so it's also fairly high level, which is another reason why I'm taking my best gear, because I do not want to take a risk here. At this level, the corpus can very much wreck you if you don't watch it. And as much as I'd like to give you an idea of how it would be on your level, since this is also an event that I would like to finish, not necessarily quickly, but that I would like to finish without too many issues, I will bring my biggest guns with me. Also very handy.
I know that an acolyte is
What?
here somewhere. Keep
Okay.
looking around until it tries to kill you.
Okay. Well, that's
Target is the reactor.
interesting.
It's here. Find it and hurt it.
Oh, interesting. Come here, you. Let me scan you. As you can see, this one was red, which means that I was able to scan it. Yeah, this was definitely a good idea to bring those weapons with me. This also appears to be a Warframe. Why is this a Warframe? As you can see with the weapons I'm using, the Rakta Cernos, which is why I like it. You can see I did not really go into that in too much detail when I was using the Paris. You have this little circle in the center when you use a bow that charges up. And as you can see, the Rakta Cernos charges up really quickly, which is why I like this bow as much as I do like it. And this one really has a lot of life, Jesus! Come here, you. Not so close. I didn't mean it literally. I meant more like, come here, let me shoot you, and not come here and hit me in the face. That's not nice. So you will now see me jump around and hope to not die. And I'm actually not doing the coward way by... I'm beyond repair, eh? We'll see about that. I'm not doing the coward way by running around invisible, but I will show you one thing that I love about Ash, and that's an ultimate. So let's use that, shall we?
It's going to make us do this the hard way. Isn't
No, I did not have any action, any control over that. But what it does is it attacks everyone around you at the same time with multiple copies of yourself. So it's awesome. And you always only follow one with your camera, which is why you don't exactly see what's going on. Also, don't say so you can see an Oxygen Osprey. let me try to show you what those actually do. So it will spread its wings and now it will start to charge. And as you can see, it reached me and exploded, did not drop anything. I was trying to evade that, but I did a really bad job at that. So what you do with those is you shoot them and try to dodge them when they charge at you so they don't self-destruct. So that you get the Oxium that you really want. Okay, apparently I survived the first encounter with this Acolyte, which is great. And what I can show you now is one of the most annoying parts of the corpus. That's nullifiers. You see this nice bubble? Let me show you something. I'm now invisible. Now as soon as I enter this god-forsaken bubble, I'm not anymore. This thing does not only protect him from projectiles, as you can see. It only gets smaller until it's gone. No! While you're in the bubble, also your Warframe powers are negated and you cannot use them. Those guys can be really, really annoying, and you have to be really careful when dealing with them. As I said, you can shoot the bubble down, that's no issue, but getting there can sometimes take that little bit of time that you need to actually survive. The other thing is they have a really strong weapon, but in turn they are not able to take a lot of hits, so that sort of balances it out. Just be careful, especially when you are running a stealth frame and you depend on your stealth to survive. Don't run into those bubbles unless you know what you're doing. If you get in there quickly, kill him and then stealth right away again, I will show you what I mean by that. I run at him, I search him out, I kill him and I stealth again. So no one was able to really notice me there and do anything to me. That's a way of doing it. And this is one of the unique things of the Corpus ship, by the way. You can destroy this glass, and when you do, the air gets sucked out, because as you can see there is like space down there and there's no air. Actually this is a window that got destroyed. So what you have to do is you have to do a hack, which is a little mini game, which is not that hard really. You just have to align the things for the Corpus. The Granny have different hacks. Then we'll shut down the windows and you're good to continue again.
The location is returning to normal security levels.
So, since I'm running around with Ash here, let me give you a bit of a rundown on his abilities. So Ash is about as ninja as a space ninja can get, really, in my opinion, which is why he was always one of my favorites, and he was the first Warframe that I wanted to get, and he was actually, I think, the first Warframe that I got together way back in the days. Jesus, those were good days. Also, before I continue about that, as you can see on the top left in the minimap, the yellow pointer towards the objective now just points right at the store there, as you can see when you look at it, and as soon as I get closer it points at the exit of the next room, which is this one here. But anyway, I was talking about Ash, not about rooms. Both interesting topics, but right now Ash. What is he all about? He is about being a ninja. So his first ability is the so-called shuriken. I guess most of you probably know what a shuriken is, so that was very, very smart of me. So when you use the first skill, you just throw actually seeking shurikens, so they will auto-aim a fair bit, so it's fairly hard to miss with those, really. That's a handy ability. Definitely, especially since it has an augmentation that when you hit an enemy it will reduce their armor by 70%. His second ability, I already used a few times, is his invisibility. Other frames have invisibility too, that even lasts longer than his, so what makes his special? Let me show you. Come on, shoot me. When you use the invisibility, your enemies briefly stagger because it's a smoke bomb, and everyone around you gets staggered. It does not last as long as Loki's invisibility, nowhere near as long actually, but the smoke bomb is really useful. Plus, when you have the augmentation for that, you can also make everyone in your squad around you invisible as well, which is simply great. His third ability is really fun to use, assuming that I find a human enemy, which there's one. So, his third ability is a teleport, which I right now can't use because this guy blocks my abilities. Come on. Let go of him, Silas. Yeah, Kuros can also be very, very mean to enemies. It's fun. Come on, I just need line of sight. So, his third ability teleports you to an enemy, and for everything human, it opens them for a so-called finisher, which is a melee attack with really high damage. Let me show you again. This was so brutal that you weren't even able to see it. And you can teleport with that to friend or foe. As you can see, I just teleported to my Kubro, which is sometimes great if you're too lazy to cross certain obstacles and just teleport to your teammates while they did all the work. Also, before I destroy this thing completely, this is a sabotage mission, and what you have to do depends on who you are facing. In case of the Corpus, you usually have to destroy a reactor, which is this one here. It has 6 of those things on its side, and when you destroy them, you are done and can proceed with your mission. The Granier have either those, just a kind of reactor as well, but looking different, but it's generally the same thing. Sometimes it's mining machines that you have to destroy, or even a sort of a pumping station actually if you are on Uranus, and then there's also a sort of toxin device that you have to destroy, which would be on Earth. So there is various kinds of sabotage. In the end they all come down to destroy a piece of equipment of the enemy. In this case, you can kinda say we took out their ship for a while. We took out their sheet. Yes, exactly. And now we are done with the mission, and I hope this gave me 1 point. And I also forgot to explain his Ash's ultimate in a bit more detail, but you already seen those at the beginning of the mission. So yeah, Ash is really as ninja as you can get with a Warframe, in my opinion, anyway. So let's have a look when this mission is done. What if we got a point or not? So let's close this, and nope, I did not. Why did I not get a point? Oh, because I did not defeat him, or do we actually have to live through 10 of those? Well, there was angst, and I guess I drove her away now. Let's see what other missions we have. There's a deception mission here, and we have a I have no idea mission there, which I can't really check right now. So this is a 20 to 22 deception, and here we have a capture mission actually. Sounds like a plan. A bit of capture on a Corpus tile set and Europa on top of that would be nice to show you something different. And this could also be... Is it a good time for different equipment? Nah, this equipment is fine. So let me show you what capture missions are all about. So we will go for, what was his name? I'm really good at remembering names. I just read it and already forgot again. Mania. Sounds like a her. One more reason to go after her. Her. Anyway. So we're gonna go for a Corpus capture mission level 21 to 23. Not that high, but still I will stick with my high tier equipment. Should be fine. Especially since Europa usually is not exactly the most friendly environment. And usually the missions are rather high level as well. I'm kinda curious as to why this mission is not as high as it should be. Probably because it's event related. So let's have a look and see what we can do here. I can't see anything, it's so white. Let's go to Abaddon. This is Europa. This is not really recent anymore, but I love this tile set. It is really ice planety and vast, and you can see like space battles in the distance, and it's a really cool tile set. It's a bit harder to navigate sometimes, and some of the rooms are really hard to navigate and find your way through, but it is still doable. Also, that was the finisher from behind with the Nikana. Which is, it's just a simple sword strike, but it still hurts just to see that. It's not as mean as some others, but still. Also, I noticed I don't think that Acolyte talked to me, so the Acolyte is probably not here, but I can still show you what... Oh no, he's coming. Bad time.
We know you're here.
Bad timing. Okay, the thing with capture targets is there's only one, and if it gets away, then you actually fail the mission, which is why I kind of want to hide here. So who are you? Mania. Let's scan you, because I'm fairly sure I can do that. Thank you, and now let's get you down, hey. This is Zephyr, oh my god. So yeah, those guys definitely have Warframe abilities, and Zephyr's ability is a skill that deflects projectiles, and that's the reason why I personally find stealth Warframes a bit cheesy. As you can see, I'm standing right in front of him, slashing on him, and he does not do anything. Makes things easy, of course, but it's also a bit boring, let's be honest. So, what the thing is, I right now actually cannot shoot him. Also, I can really quickly give you a bit of an idea what the Rector Ballistica is about. As well as the normal Ballistica, it's the same weapon, just as a non-syndicate version. It has 2 fire modes. The one just shoots 3 bolts. It's just hits the mouse button once, and when you hold the mouse button down, you can actually fire a charged shot, which saves you ammunition and, of course, does a fair bit of damage. Okay, I got enough of you now. Can we... Wow. That's a lot of damage! Jesus! So, that's what happens when you get downed. You have 4 revives each mission. And they used to be 4 for each Warframe per day, so they would reset on the daily reset naturally, but they changed that to 4 per mission. Okay, anyway, let's continue with our actual mission, which is a capture. So there is a target here that we have to capture. How do we do that? We shoot him to pieces. How else would you do that? And when you do that, this one actually gets invisible, that's annoying. So now I have to wait for where he turns up again. He's above, isn't he? No, he's not. Darn it! Let me through! There we go. So now I've shot him down and he's on the ground. Now he's pretty much safe. Then you move up to him, hit X, and then you bag him in. Unfortunately, they changed their screams at some point. Because the old scream was so much more fun, they sounded like they would not arrive wherever they go in one piece. It was awesome. Especially when the Lotus then was like, yeah, we will interrogate him back at base. And I'm just thinking, like, what do you want to interrogate? His legs? His finger? Whatever arrives there of him. The scream was really high-pitched and loud. It was like he's dying a horrible, horrible death. Or would like to die a horrible, horrible death, but we won't let him. So this is how Warframe plays when you are going into a normal mission with really high rank gear. There is not much of a challenge, I really have to say. As you can see, I'm not even using my abilities. If I would go invisible, that would be really easy. But it's fun. I really enjoy this kind of gameplay, and this is the reason why I have as many hours into the game as I do. As I mentioned in my very first tutorial video on it, I have on Steam almost 1,800 hours clocked. I'm not 100% sure on my actual in-mission time, but that's somewhere in the hundreds of hours as well, probably getting close to 1,000. So you can see I really played a fair amount of this game. Yes, the gameplay is always the same. You run around with your Warframe, maybe it's a new one, maybe you're trying something different. but in the end you're just running around killing stuff, but damn, it's fun. It's really a lot of fun. The animations are good, the additions are good. I really love the recently added story bits that they got into the game. I mean, even this event has a bit of story to it, and I kinda like how they go about it. I mean, this Acolyte just wrecked me. He came at me and hit me twice, and I was down. Bear in mind, this is a level 20 mission, and I am here with my fairly highly modded max rank Prime Warframe, so yeah, you can imagine how that can go. But again, if you're here with a group of people, you probably can do more of them as well. And there was this mission, now a capture mission, and we got another one of those acolytes, and I'd assume you just get the points for each acolyte that you participated in. I'd hope anyway. This is an event that I kinda like. It's cool, it's fun, it adds something new to the game, especially since it adds a new enemy type to the game, which is always appreciated by me. Yes, I'm still at 0. Either I'm doing something wrong or I am not getting anything until they are actually defeated. Which might take a little bit longer for all this. Oh, he's actually still there. So I guess I failed because he got me. Good to know. So this was some more Warframe, some more, well, I guess you can call it high-level-ish stuff that I did there with my Ash. I hope you enjoyed that, a bit of the event as well, so that you know how it actually works. So you go into the mission, you wait until the Acolyte turns up, and then you defeat them. And hopefully don't do what I did and die horribly, that's kinda not so great. And as usual, this is something that's probably way easier with other people, but for the sake of the recording I wanted to do it in a more controlled environment, which you usually have when you play on your own, because then you can actually see what is happening. If you play with people, fairly often you have someone in there who just rushes ahead and will do everything before you even get there, so that you don't even know what the mission was about in the first place. And in order to prevent that, and in order to actually be able to show you what the missions are about, I did them on my own, so I have control over the pace. So this was another mission, 2 missions actually, with a bit more information, a bit gameplay of the game, so that you can see how it actually plays, how it looks when you play it. For those curious, by the way, I am playing at high settings, not the highest settings, but fairly high settings, and I am running the game at usually something between 60 and 100 FPS. So game runs well, really well. It's not like my computer is weak, but if that is something that you wonder about, the hardware requirements of the game are really not that high, because you can turn it down a lot. So if you have a weaker computer, you that can handle partly modern, I guess, games that are like, if your computer can handle games that are like 1 year old or something just fine, then it is very likely to be able to handle Warframe as well. And with handle just fine, I also mean if you just have to turn down the graphics to low. So really, not too bad as far as that goes. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed those little runs, and I hope that you got a little bit of more info out of that. I will definitely do more of those videos, probably not on the event because it's more of the same. I will eventually cover all the mission types, that's more than likely gonna happen. But right now, that was me, Drennan, with some more Warframe. As usual, feel free, or you are more than welcome to give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, a thumbs down if you totally hated it and want me to go away and not do any videos again anymore, in which case you're not hearing this anyway, I'm fairly sure. Also, if you don't want to miss my other videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There will definitely be more of this, and there will soon be coming a series about XCOM 2 as soon as I have the game downloaded to my computer, plus a couple hours of course, because I need to play it first to give you any footage of it, so there's that. But that will definitely be a thing that's gonna be there. But anyway, I hope that I will see you all again. I hope that you will have a nice day and enjoyed this video about Warframe. This was me, Drennan. Have a good day. Bye.